My name is Dick Cicchini. I will be the presenter for the Falcon USS presentation today. With me is Ted Sturm. He is my wingman. He will be helping me in this presentation. So here we are, Falcon USS, our beginning slide. The first thing, before I even go into product description, the Falcon USS product is a finalist for Outstanding Security Hardware Product of the Year. We're crossing our fingers that we become the actual winner of the product, but it's quite an honor, and it goes to the technical capabilities of this product just to be nominated. There's a lot of good competition out there, as you're aware, if you're using, shopping, or reselling. And we, of course, will follow up. If you never hear from us, we are just a finalist, but rest assured you'll get press announcements if we win the award. And I'd like to say when we win the award. The things we'll be covering today about the Falcon USS, we're going to ask first the basic question of virtualization. Why? What does it buy you? We're going to go into virtual server basics so that you can understand how it works at an elementary level, but still give you the concept to understand what's happening. We're going to do a server overview, the physical attributes and features and product that comes standard inside of it. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the correct application of virtual serving. And then we're going to talk about storage with the Falcon USS, and then next shared storage, and last as a combination of the server capabilities, the virtual server capabilities, and the shared storage capabilities, how that affects the ability for you to enact a high availability configuration. And as I mentioned earlier, at the very end, time for general questions or specific questions. If they're too specific to this presentation, some of those we'd like to follow up with more highly concentrated answers that you probably are looking for that other people might not care about. Okay, first question is why virtualization? Virtualization actually is technology that's migrating into the security space from IT. What happened as IT was changing and there's a migration to Windows-based and Linux-based Intel machines from the old status quo of STI proprietary architectures, Sun proprietary SPARC architectures, IBM and so forth, it was less expensive to move to an Intel Windows platform. But what happened was these servers, you would have all of these 1U and 2U servers that were doing one thing. They were singularly tasked. So that you had an Exchange server, you had a SQL server, you had another machine that was an application server. And in so many cases, what had happened from what was old and you could barely get an Exchange server to run in some of the earlier Xeon and P4 processes, the new servers are coming with these Xeon processors with, 2-3 gigahertz of clocking power, and you couldn't buy the old small processors. So you had machines that were severely underutilized. Some of the examples here, Exchange servers running at 30% of what they could actually do, file servers at 35%. So you were buying a product that was capable of so much more. So along comes the virtualization of virtual OS technologies that allow you to take these different functions that require that they run in their own server space and combine them and use them in one machine. So now instead of a machine sitting there 80% of the time idle, you can run 4 virtual servers in a single physical server, which of course for your money you're paying for that machine, but it's doing 4 different tasks that it couldn't do before. The other issue that you had was you had 4 servers. You didn't have from Microsoft, You didn't have single management panes where you could look at everything at one time and see what was happening, what memory resources were being used, what were problems. So it was more difficult to manage this. And they came out with the consequent term server sprawl, where you just had, you know, scads of servers and you had no way to manage them other than individually, which of course is very inefficient and ran your manpower out. So a combination of reduced management, ease of management, and tasking a single server rather than 4 servers, you were reducing your costs. All of this goes to giving you a poor return on your investment. So now we virtualize, and we can take 4 of these servers, combine them into one. We're utilizing these things to the maximum. We've got single management screens, and now virtualization brings about a new feature. Now we can create high availability for all applications. I shouldn't say all, but for qualified applications. High availability before was limited to SQL database clusters, Exchange clusters, and only those applications that were designed by Microsoft to fail over and create high availability were supported. Virtualization opens the door for security applications, and we're security centric here, but you know, as a side, Word applications or Joe's you know, sizing tools and so forth. So virtualization is going to give us the ability with correct configuration and so forth to create a high availability, no downtime. You would never notice that a server failed. It's transparent to you. So virtualization can provide superior return on investment.